What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Leon from Leon Talks TV, and welcome back to my channel. Today, we're delving into a serious topic: the idea that some women might try to trap you if you're an attractive man by getting pregnant, even if they say they don't want kids at first. This is something they can happen in casual relationships, and it's very important to talk about it. I'll share my thoughts, some personal experiences, and advice on how to navigate these situations. So let's break it down. Chapter 1: Why women might be drawn to handsome men. So let's talk about why some women seem to go after attractive guys, especially when it comes to having children. There are a few key reasons behind this attraction, and understanding them gives us an insight into this dynamic. First, we need to recognize the concept of genetic advantage. Handsome men are often seen as having good genes, which can make some women subconsciously want to have kids with them. Research suggests that women may feel more drawn to physically attractive men for short-term relationships because they believe that their offsprings will benefit from those desirable traits. Another reason is social status and validation. Being with a good-looking man can boost a woman's social status or self-esteem. If a woman is with a highly attractive partner, it can feel like a win to some, giving her a sense of value among her peers. Next, there's the idea of scarcity and competition. Handsome men are often viewed as hard to get. When women see that many others are also interested in a man, it can increase his desirability even more. Some women might feel compelled to secure such a man through pregnancy, thinking it will strengthen their bond or make him more likely to stay. Then we have the aspect of security and provision. Attractive men are not just known for their looks, but often also for their status and resources. Getting pregnant by a handsome man can be seen as a way to gain long-term security for both herself and her child, whether consciously or unconsciously. Finally, psychological dynamics come into play. Some women may try to create a permanent connection with an attractive man, using pregnancy as a tool, especially if they feel insecure about losing him to competition. This desire to bond can push some women to make decisions based on their feelings rather than practical consideration. Now, while these dynamics don't apply to every woman, they are common themselves. We see in discussions about attraction. Women may be drawn to handsome men for a mix of reasons, including genetic benefits and social standing, competition, security, and psychological desires. Chapter 2: The complex dynamics of reproductive coercion. So let's talk about a serious issue known as reproductive coercion, which can happen in relationships. A study done in 2019 looked at young men in Baltimore struggling financially. Some of these men shared that they felt pressure from women to father children. They believed women might use pregnancy as a way to keep them in relationships. The guy sensed that some women might intentionally try to get pregnant to create a bond or for security reasons. Now let's connect this to evolutionary psychological. Research shows that women are often drawn to men with more masculine and attractive features, especially when they are at their peak fertility. Studies from the University of St. Andrews and Aberdeen found that women, particularly those who are pregnant or on birth control, tend to be attracted to healthy and strong-looking men. This attraction may motivate women to find partners with good genes for their future children. There's also a lot of commentary and surveys from trusted sources that suggest some women may use pregnancy as a way to trap men who are seen as high status or attractive. They might use tactics aimed at building a stronger connection or ensuring access to resources and genetic advantages. So when it comes down to it, reproductive coercion highlights some complex dynamics in relationship where a woman's desire to conceive can attract with a man's feelings of being pressured. These interactions can shape how relationships form and develop, showing us that attraction and motivations are layered and often influenced by deeper psychological factors. Chapter 3: Importance of caution. One thing about handsome men is that they always going to attract attention from women. With that attention often comes often comes the opportunity for sleeping around with multiple women, especially if they are into having multiple partners. However, it's important to realize that engaging in this behavior comes with great responsibility and many precautions that need to be kept in mind. So it's crucial to be careful about who you sleep with and to pay attention to their actions, not just their words. If you're not careful, you could end up facing unwanted child support or responsibilities you didn't plan for. Keep in mind that being reckless can lead to life-changing consequences. So make sure to watch how women act and not just listen to what they say if their behavior signals that. Moving forward with caution and protecting yourself is really, and I mean really, important when dating casually. And also, you have to take into note, you also have to remember that the risks include more than just unwanted pregnancy. You have to consider things like STDs are another real concern. Having kids can change your whole life. And while it can be a beautiful thing, it can also become a nightmare if you end up with the wrong person. Chapter 4, the reality of unplanned pregnancy. So now let's talk about a tough topic, unplanned pregnancies, and the anxiety that comes with it. Have you ever felt that wave of worry when a woman says, "Hey, my period is late"? Many guys go through that same fear, hoping it's not a sign of pregnancy. Unfortunately, a lot of men end up feeling trapped and they have to completely change their lives to care for a child they never planned for. Now let's get into some stories that highlight how this can happen, especially with situations involving condom tampering. I have a few friends who have shared some pretty shocking stories with me. For instance, one friend told me that his girlfriend confessed she had stopped taking her birth control pills a month before getting pregnant. On top of that, she admitted to poking holes in the condoms so she could get pregnant without him knowing or agreeing to it. Another friend discovered that his ex-girlfriend had deliberately damaged their condoms, which led to an unexpected pregnancy. This kind of action can create serious problems and lead men to feel manipulated and betrayed. And I had another friend who he met the mother of his child when they were at university and moved to the same town to attend the same university, even getting a flat next door to him. That's how much she liked him. However, once she had the baby, her entire attitude changed. And also, for my friend, the relationship was convenient for him because I don't think he saw it as a long-term situation. However, but it was comfortable because she was right next door to him and he could fit her into his schedule easily. And you also have to remember, he wasn't that into her. She was more into him. As soon as she had the baby, she gained leverage over him because he was known as a ladies' man. And she realized how much he wanted to be involved in his child's life, and she used that to control him. If he wanted to date other women or didn't want to be with her, she would leverage the child against him. So she ended up becoming a nightmare for my friend, using the fact that he couldn't see his daughter, he couldn't see his child as a way to manipulate him. He had to fight hard just to see his child. And this all stemmed from her being way too into him, while he was never that invested in her. Her mentality was, if I can't have him, then he can't be with our daughter. So just remember, if you're a handsome man or someone desired by many women, you're likely to become a target for entrapment. You may find yourself in a lot of casual relationships thinking it's just a bit of fun, but it's important to be aware and not to get too comfortable. If you're engaging in these casual flings without using protection, you should really consider whether this is someone you see a future with or someone you're in a serious relationship with. Always keep wits about you. Make sure your condoms are not tampered with and take control of the situation. Having a child with the wrong person can lead to one of the worst situations imaginable. And trust me, you do not want to go down that road. That's the worst thing that you could ever be. That's the worst position you could ever be in, as that person will be in your life for a long time and you would have to deal with the consequences. So the reality is to be aware of the possibilities because it can get really dark out there. Chapter 5, Understanding Reproductive Coercion. Let's talk about something serious called reproductive coercion. Research shows that behaviors like intentionally damaging condoms, whether by poking holes in them or breaking them, are used to force pregnancies. These actions can lead to unwanted pregnancies and are considered form of sexual and reproductive abuse. We've even seen cases in the media and courts about this situation. There are women who have faced legal consequences for actions like stealing, which means removing or ruining a condom without the other person's consent to cause pregnancy. One case that grabbed attention happened in Germany in 2022, where a woman was convicted for intentionally damaging condoms to create an unwanted pregnancy. Situations like these are often called reproductive sabotage or coercion. They are seriously condemned and can carry tough legal punishments for those who commit them. What's important to understand is that these actions represents a deep betrayal of trust and consent, and they can have long-lasting effects on the person who is impacted. By shedding light on the reproductive coercion, we can better recognize these harmful behaviors and understand why it's crucial for everyone to represent consent in relationships. However, let me just go out on a limb and just say, this can go both ways. So it's not just women trapping attractive men. There's a lot of cases out there that men have trapped beautiful women. You know, the 9s and the 10s, especially when, like, for example, like university, colleges, straight out of like high school, when someone is dating this is usually when women are at a young age and they're dating someone around their age group. And a lot of guys have the mentality of, if I get her pregnant, she's going to be in my life for the rest of my life kind of thing, or nobody can have her type of thing. Obviously, beautiful women are going to attract a whole lot of men. And if you get a woman pregnant, then no men are gonna deem her desirable. In that sense, that's the mentality. But either way, it can go both ways. So I just want to put that one out there. So conclusion. So in summary, while attraction and relationship can be exciting, it's crucial to be aware of the risks. Always protect yourself and think carefully about who you get involved with, especially regarding having kids. If you're considering taking that step, make sure it's with a partner you truly want to build a family with. So on that note, thanks for joining me today. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this topic. Let's chat in the comments below. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more. Until next time, salute.